So, now I have seen the pyramids. They are, it is true, of a form most solid and geometrical, but their surface is of an unevenness most displeasing to me. This is true of some of the evidence we have been hearing. It has the appearance of being solid, but then we discover that there are flaws. Consider carefully the wording of Rupert Bleibner's suicide letter. Consider too the words used by his friend Monsieur Badger. And finally, consider the remarks of Mademoiselle Harper. You see? You comprehend my meaning? Ah well, perhaps later. Let us see, therefore, what we have discovered. Everywhere we turn, we find money. Lady Diana Willard argues with her husband over money. Sir Guy Willard has gambling debts. Professor Schneider and Dr. Foswell need funds for their expeditions. And Dr. Robert Ames, he is the sole beneficiary of Rupert Bleibner's will. Ah yes, I know this was only a little joke by Mr. Bleibner, but still it is legal. And because his uncle Felix Bleibner died before him, there is now money to be inherited. In addition, there are some personal complications. Judith Harper has had an affair with Felix Bleibner. Some time ago, it is true, but perhaps it is still relevant. And Lady Diana Willard suspects her husband had had the liaison with other women while her back was turned. So, I have now one more piece of evidence from my inquiries in New York. These are the words of an old friend of Judith Harper, a Mademoiselle Rhoda Richards.
Oh, sure. I know Judith Harper. Who doesn't? I knew her from way back when we all lived together in Manhattan, but we drifted apart. You know how it is. Then I ran into her again in Cairo, of all places. I guess this would have been in January. And we got talking, and she was feeling a little sorry for herself. Says she needed to find herself some rich guy to attach herself to. Well, she'd always been a little like that, a gold digger, if you know what I mean. Still, you gotta hand it to her. The girl did what she said she was gonna do. I mean, that Bleibner, well, he must have done something right by her.
I leave this with you, but I tell you one thing for certain. We are looking at a case of murder. If you will just use the little gray cells, you will see what has happened here.